Okay. Josh,
Yes.
you are the owner here of Performance Evolution. It's a gym off 17th Street off of Ryan. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, just a quick background for the gym.
Gotcha. We started about 2 years ago. June 1st, we opened up 2011. Started as a martial arts fitness type hybrid gym where you could do martial arts and work out, all kind of get in shape, basically just to progress in life, get better, push yourself. And also we do a lot of kids stuff, kids karate. We're in and around the community, basically just trying to create. I grew up in a karate format, so we have a dojo family style thing, and that's
Okay.
what I wanted to create here.
So your parents and relatives and friends were real instrumental. Were any of them entrepreneurs?
Well, my dad owned a business cutting hair. Also taught karate my whole life. We always had little gyms started for karate. Never made much money from it. So I guess we're an entrepreneur, but more about passion than actual profit. So it's been key to make sure that I tie both into here to make sure we can sustain and grow like I want to.
Okay. What kind of business experience did you have previous to starting the gym?
Not much. Graduated from McNeese. Got my business administration degree there. From there on, I just worked a couple odd jobs, the Bears. I did some foreman construction stuff, and then I finally got to a place where I didn't want to be any of that. I wanted to be my own boss, and I had a passion for martial arts, so I just went with it, and I jumped in, and luckily we're still swimming.
So did the idea come all at once, or was it a slow road to getting there?
Oh, I always knew I would teach karate or martial arts. I always knew martial arts is something that catches you, and you never let it go. I grew up in it. So I thought that would be kind of a post. I'm an MMA fighter, a pro fighter, and I thought I'd fight for a while, and then at some point I'd learn to teach, or I'd set up something to teach. Then I needed a place to train, so I said, hey, let's put the chicken before the egg, and started the business, and now I'm training and working and owning my own business all in one.
So you didn't necessarily see an opportunity in the market. You didn't see a place for the business. You started it for other reasons, and it just so happened to coincide with a need.
I think that's a good question. That's where the business mind stepped up. I knew I was either going to have to move away or train somewhere here in town, and there was no place here in town. So that's where business sense stepped up. Hey, look, we don't have what I think is needed for me to facilitate my training, but also I think it's something that will make money. So it was kind of both. I saw the need for it. I saw the market segment that it would hit, and I thought it would work. So I went with it. I wanted to be kind of full-fledged into it. So I did the market research. It felt like we had the opening in the market, and so I went with it.
What were the biggest obstacles to overcoming in getting things rolling initially?
Money. Don't come from money. So that was a big thing. You setting down the business plan and really getting and doing the market research and going and selling the idea to investors was the biggest thing, getting it rolling. And then once we got the financial backing and we had the plan in place, then every step of the way there's some sort of unknown that you have to be prepared for. The biggest thing, I think, especially starting a business, never started it before, everything is big. The tiniest thing you start to overlook, that's going to be your biggest obstacle. So getting a lot of feedback from people around, other business owners, small business developmental center, just getting a lot of feedback from them and trying to be prepared for what I had no clue was coming. And it's been a lot, but it's been educational.
So where did you go when you were looking for these initial investors, these initial partners? How did you get into contact with them? How did that get started?
I'd like to have a cool answer here, but really I just started talking to people, telling them I was going to start a gym. Played football here at McNeese, and so I had some friends, some people that had some money and some connections, so I just started talking to them, and they led me here and here and here, and power of prayer, I'll say, was a big thing too. I think God led me in some ways too. You can believe that however you want to, but it's the truth, and it kind of put the things in order for me to make this happen, and luckily I haven't screwed it up bad enough to lose everything yet.
Well, speaking of that, so your operating time right now has been, about 2.5 years?
Yep.
And in that time, tell me about the profitability, and how it's changed from when you first started to where you are now.
Well, I think I'd like to, there's two phases we went through. First year and a half to close to 2 years, it was literally just try to keep your head above water. Keep everything, try to pay the bills, try to make it to next month, finding ways to make your business more efficient and reduce cost while still bringing new people in and improving your product and your bottom line. So for the first year and a half, 2 years, it was literally do whatever it takes to make it and to learn and to grow. And then after that, now we got to a point where we did get our head above water, and now it's a whole different mindset of how do we spend money to grow and to make sure we don't backtrack and we don't get back to where we're sinking and fighting to make our money. Is how do we equate, or how do we spend our money so that we grow efficiently.
Now that you've become solvent, now that you're turning a profit, are there any, not to name names, anything specifically, were there any partners that you got involved with that you would have avoided now, looking back? Were there any partnerships you made, I guess is a good way to say it?
I can see, starting out, I heard a lot of people, I got a lot of information about don't get into business with people that you didn't want to. And again, I think it was a blessing that I got some good investors who weren't strictly, my investors were about the passion. They bet on me, my passion and my love for it. So far I haven't got into too much. The one thing I would say is that I initially gave away too much of the company. Now I have about 20% of the company is out to investors. I'm working on getting that back now. They're open for that. Like I said, I've been blessed with great investors, and they've been open to buy back and create a profitability for both of us, but still let me grow my dream like I want. So aside from kind of maybe initially putting away too much and not caring how much, as long as I keep control, making sure the money was there to keep alive, I think that was a big thing. But now that I'm kind of we're getting to a place where we understand how it works, and I have a good group that helps me grow, now I can start kind of fighting back and getting a little bit more and spending the money where I want to.
Okay. What would you consider your most valuable asset here? What was the one thing that was most crucial to your success here?
Service. Bar none, you wanted to create a place where it wasn't a gym, it wasn't martial art. It's an atmosphere, it's a family, it's a place where you come in, and especially for businesses in a town like Lake Charles, and what I call a big little town, service and your employee to customer relationship is huge. We've had a lot of people leave. Planet Fitness came in, kind of took people away, but they came back. You can't match service. People want to go where they feel welcome, whether they're buying ice cream, whether they're doing this. People like to feel welcome and to create that relationship. And I think that's what we focused on, and I think more than anything else, that's what I hope we continue to grow on, and I think that's our primary factor.
Okay, good. We'll wrap up with just one more question. What a two-part question basically. What would you say you have learned the most from the starting of the business? What is the one thing you've learned the most? And also, what advice would you give to anybody watching this who's interested in starting their own business or becoming their own boss?
Have a goal, but things don't go to plan. You make out a plan, you think this is going to happen, I'm going to do it like this, I'm going to invest all my time into making sure that this gets to here. Make sure that's your goal. Getting to here is your goal, but how you get there sometimes is going to change on the fly. It's not going to go, your marketing is not going to work like you thought it did, and this is not going to work. This time structure, this class schedule that you thought is going to be perfect and efficient is not going to work like you want. Understanding the idea is, I want to be efficient. I want to get my product across. I have goals. I want to build my business. But how you're going to do that, be open to change. I've called it a plan of no plans. I have a goal. I have a direction. We want to plan out, but when things don't work, change the plan. Be like water.
Jeet Kundo. All right. Thank you, sir.